This stage of Facebook is the most exciting. This is when you can grow what we love to see as viral traffic, when you bring people to you en masse. Now, what's a viral for a food blogger might be very different than a local realtor. So I want you to know that as you're building awareness, I want you to think about who your perfect prospect is, your perfect person. Because you may want everyone in your town to know about you. Or maybe you only want the preschool parents in your local city to know about you because you're a preschool director. The building awareness is when you help your perfect people find you. And you make your content go viral with that audience. That viral might be 300 people of the local PTA seeing your post, or it could be like a food blogger that we've helped get to 26 million people organically. It's when you build awareness and you help people find out who you are for the first time. This is when they find you on Facebook. And remember, they find you using the Facebook ecosystem. They find you because they've engaged with their personal profile. They've seen your content from your page. They've probably seen it shared into different groups. And you may have messaged them when they had a question about that content. And they've clicked from that content over to your website. Guys, this is a super important stage for your brand. And I want you to ask yourself, where am I the most effective in growing awareness? Because in Los Angeles, there is a huge, ginormous billboard on the side of the road. And I think a lot of times we think of Facebook similarly to this giant billboard. We think that if we just have our content out there and people see it and they scroll by, that's going to make a difference in their lives, that they're going to click over and they're going to do something. But majority of the time, guys, they don't. And most of the time, if we are just throwing our content out there, we're as effective as this billboard is that is on the side of the road in Los Angeles. And guys, this billboard, I researched the price. It was $160,000 to put that billboard up. How many people do you think took action because they saw a billboard? Not very many. And just in the same way, we need to be careful as we're on Facebook that we're putting content out in a way that's building awareness in a positive way and building awareness so that they take action. And doing it effectively. Doing it without a lot of ad spend, without a lot of fishing for our clients. This is one of my friends, actually. One of my friends, it's a client I've helped. They are in my local town and they are an air conditioning unit dealer. They sell air conditioning units. And they put $30,000 a month to be on Google's front page. Just imagine, guys, the awareness here. Yes, they're getting a clicking audience, but it's $30,000 for 3,000 clicks. I would love to see you get similar results, only for free, using Facebook and using our customer value journey. Because you are able to collect an audience and bring them to you, get them to engage, get them to know you, get them to love you, get them to trust you, get them to convert for you, get them excited about you, and next thing you know, they're telling other people about your air conditioning units without you having to sell your own product. And this happens because you're helping people become aware of you. But what are they before they're aware of you? They're complete strangers, right? They have no clue who you are. So how are you going to get this person who's a stranger to connect to you and to your brand? You're going to do that using 3 parts of Facebook. The first part is your page's real estate. Guys, Facebook literally sets up our content in such a way that it's enticing to our audience to go deeper and deeper. Like they really know human psychology of how to get them to keep clicking and scrolling and browsing. So if you facilitate that with your content, you could facilitate the audience getting sucked in and clicking around and engaging again and again. Facebook rewards you with more and more readers because you're helping Facebook meet its goals with your page's real estate. So 1, you need to optimize your page real estate, and 2, you need to make your content about your reader. When you craft the perfect content, Facebook actually drives traffic to that content for you without you having to put up ad spend, which is stinking awesome. And the third one is you have to target the active people. You don't want to target everyone on Facebook. You just want to target the most active people, because that way, one, your ads are cheaper because they get higher engagement levels. And two, you're able to get people who are preconditioned, they're pre-trained to be clickers. So they're going to be more likely to click on your ad. They're going to be more likely to click like, and they're going to be more likely to click over to your sales page. And I'm going to show you in a few minutes how I've done that. So just hang on tight, guys, because this is a nifty little secret. Okay, so first up, you've got your page real estate. So on your Facebook page, there are 4 parts of your page that you need to optimize in order to get people to stay on your content. The first is your name. Second is your profile picture. Third is your cover. And then, of course, your content. Do not forget your content and how to optimize your content. So we've got name, profile, cover, and then the content. All of these should be clear, both who you are, but more importantly, who your customer is and what they call themselves. How would they want the world to think about them? When your content can reflect that for your audience, they will love you, they will flock to you, and they'll buy from you in a massive and big way. This first business that I want to show you is one that could be doing it a little bit better. Their name is Active Campaign. Now, if you know who Active Campaign is, then you already have kind of a leg up. But I want you to imagine that you don't know who they are. And those of you who don't know who they are, well, what do you think this brand is about? When you come to this page, you might think it's about video content because that kind of looks like a video icon, right? You might think automation, experience. You don't know necessarily in just a blink from the name, from the profile, from the cover, and from the content that this page is about an email system, an email CRM, a customer journey system. You don't know that by coming to their website. I would love for you to be really clear, if not what your product is about, then who your customer is. And even better, if you can nail both of those in one cover, one profile, one name, one type of content. So you want your content to be super clear who your customer is and what you are about. Here's another example of one, a site. It's a graphics company. Do you know who they serve? Do you even really know that they're a graphics company? Let's try this again. I call this the blink test. When you look at something for just a few seconds. I left it up for over 2 seconds each time. Guys, that's about as much time as you have with your reader in the feed. What was that page about? The cover wasn't clear. The logo wasn't clear who they're about. And while the name says Alpha Graphics, you know it's about graphics, you don't know if they do car wrapping or if they print names on pens. And you don't know if they're for small businesses or maybe they do headshots. We don't know what they're about or if we're the perfect customer for them, so we're going to be more likely to keep scrolling. I don't want that for you. I want you to have a page like this guy. This is Damon. He's one of my students, one of my clients, and he's also somebody who's told me that he garnered $5 million in the last 12 months from his audience. And I was just blown away and excited because he started his Facebook page making $20,000 a year and had only 650 Facebook fans. Now, he did that because of this type of content right here. The majority of you have no clue what's happening in this post. And that's because you're not his perfect person. He's not trying to make everyone aware. He's only trying to find his perfect people and help his perfect people be aware of his business and what he does. What does he do? He teaches wreath makers how to make better wreaths and how to sell those wreaths and how to use their wreaths as a business. So bring their crafts out of the closet into the garage and make a home industry, and ultimately out of the garage and into like an actual warehouse where now you're actually scaling your products. He's genius at it, and he's genius at selling his wreaths. But only wreath makers would recognize what's on that table and would recognize that he's working with wreaths and building wreaths in this picture. He's only collecting his perfect people. I want you to do the same exact thing. I want you to use your content in a way that your audience instantly recognizes what is happening, just like he did with this tool. Next up, okay, so one, find the perfect people, say who your perfect audience is with the content. And that's using your name, your profile, your cover, and the content of your page. It has to be clear who you're about, just like Damon was with the wreath making tools. Next up, you need to target the active people. The active people are the people that are on Facebook and are already pre-programmed to click. I like to think of this like my husband versus myself. My husband's like a significant introvert. And what this means is that he loves to scroll on Facebook. He reads on Facebook. He might click over and look at an article, but he's not taking action on that content. He's not commenting, he's not sharing, he's not messaging the page, and ultimately, guys, he's not buying either. Okay, I want the person more like me because I'm an extrovert on Facebook, and right now, Facebook's algorithm tends to like extroverts a little bit more than introverts, and so you want that person who's going to engage on all those pieces of content. You can literally find the person who's pre-programmed to like everything, to smile, to share, to leave a comment, and to tag somebody they think would be interested in this. You want that extrovert person. You can literally target them using Facebook. You would use audience insights and then collect similar pages, check the activity levels, and then create ads targeting to that audience. Now, I know what you're saying, Rachel, I thought this was an organic Facebook program, and it is. But I talked about earlier collecting those first 1,000 people in each section of the ecosystem. I want them to be the perfect people for me. So I use Facebook's own system of ads to find just those perfect people. We've actually had one of our students go to $683 in ad spend. In an entire year, 1 month and 1 week, she only spent $683 in ads ever. And most of that was in her first few weeks as she was doing this exact thing. She was finding those perfect people. Because once she found those perfect people, they found everyone else, and she grew her audience to over 1 million fans in 1 year, 1 week, and 1 month. So 1 year, 1 month, 1 week. There you go. Exactly. She grew her audience to 1 million Facebook fans. She did that, yes, organically, but yes, with a little bit of ad dollars because you're just seeding your audience with those catalyst people who are the most active. What do we do to find them? You go into your audience insights. This is where you're going to go to find where your active people are. If you want to know how to get into audience insights, just go to the search bar in Facebook and type in audience insights. It'll take you straight there. And then you're going to want to go to the main page, which is everyone on Facebook. From everyone on Facebook, you get to see this data of what type of people are on Facebook and what they're doing, what they're looking at. Okay, now you're going to want to go a little deeper. I want you to, if you have a page already, type your page in on the left sidebar. You're going to see who Facebook says likes your content, what type of people they are, and what other pages your people like and are active on. I call those other pages the niche neighborhood, where they're hanging out, the neighbors to you and to your business, okay? And so for me, there's my page, and I can see the demographics of my page. I can see the other pages that are similar to mine. I can see that Tailwind has a similar audience to me. I can see that Marie Smith has a similar audience to me. And then I want to check my activity levels. And this is that far tab on the right. On that tab, you can see, are the people in this audience active? Now, here's where it gets fun. We can just switch out your name to any of those names on the similar page likes to you. So it's going to take a little bit of research. You're going to want to write down the page names that are similar to yours or that you think are similar to yours. Write down those page names and then go over to the activity tab and see what is their activity like. How many posts are their fans liking? How many comments are they leaving in the last 30 days? How often do they click on ads? Because if they don't click on ads, maybe you don't want to target them. So you can see my people are clicking on ads 38 times in a month. This is someone else in my space. So I went and typed in on the left a Marie Smith so I could see what her audience insights are. I want to then compare which one is more active and I would search for who the active people are in my niche, and I would target my content to them. So in this case, she has 25 comments on her content in the last 30 days, and this is 36 posts, comments in the last 30 days. So I want to target the audience that is more likely to comment because they're going to be more likely for me to have as engaged and aware on my content, and they're going to be more likely to move on to that next stage of subscribing that we've talked about in our customer journey. Okay, so we've talked right now. We want to find where those people are most active. So we have, when we're creating content on Facebook, we create content that says, I'm going to speak for my audience. I'm going to put something up that my audience recognizes as who they are to help them be aware. I'm going to target that content to where people are already predisposed to be engaged using audience insights. And the result of that, guys, are awareness in a big way for my brand. This right here is Zoe. Just before Christmas, guys, Christmas time is the hardest time to get organic reach, right? Christmas time is when everybody else is flooding the feed with ads. And Zoe said at Christmas time that she was able to get 389,000 people to see a piece of her content. And that happened because she was really, really good at getting them aware of her content, targeting the right people with that content, and helping them engage on her posts. So all of their friends, all of their family saw her business. Guys, 389,000 people were aware of her business now. If she can do it, guys, you can do it. Now, how do you know if it's working? You know if this is working by, honestly, guys, I just glance. Is it green or is it red? Look at your page insights. Don't spend a lot of time getting into the nitty gritty. Because for me, I consider 80-20ing it. If it's going up, it's good. If it's going down, let's move on to the next thing. What's going up the fastest, we'll do more of that. So I use my page insights to test my content. I want you right now to know, don't overthink it. Are the numbers growing and are they the right people? How do we find out? We go into our actual page. We go into our page and then at the top, you choose the tab that says Insights. From inside the Insights, go look. Are the percentages going up or are they going down? Are they going up in a big way or are they kind of like a little bit? Just eyeball it and you can know the general health of your page. But that's not it, because just because you're attracting an audience does not mean they're the right people for you. Next up, you're gonna need to go into your page settings, which is another tab at the top of your page. Go into your page settings and then over to the people on your page. It might be called people or paid people on your page, or it might be called moderation. It's a tab on the left. When you click into that tab, I didn't show you mine, guys, because it's people's private information and it's getting a little stalkery and I probably shouldn't show it on a video to everybody. But when you click over into that moderation tab, you get to see the profiles of the people who are publicly liking and publicly following your page. When you do that, you can see, are they your perfect person? Do they speak your language? If you're targeting females, are they female or are they male? If you're a cat audience, do they have cats on their profiles? Because you'll know that if you're a cat people, if you're the crazy cat lady page, you want to make sure your audience has cats present, right? So you want to see, are you collecting the right people? That is where you check. So just getting awareness is not enough if you're getting awareness of the wrong people. You want to make sure you're getting awareness of the right people. So like Damon, you can have your $5 million business with your partner and your mom. Legit, guys, it's the smallest team I've ever heard of with the revenues that he's pulling in and the impact that he's making. And it's so encouraging because if he can do it, we can do it too. And it wasn't just him. I told you how he's grown his audience to 200,000. You can do the same tactic. And I've showed you big numbers here, like here, where I was able to reach 1.5 million people with this post, with this content on my page at this time. That's big numbers. You don't need big numbers to make a big impact in a business. Samantha here, she was able to grow her Facebook group to 200 people. But with just 200 people in that group, she was able to bring in her first sale, and then within a month, she was bringing in $10,000 in revenue, recurring revenue, with a tiny audience because they were the perfect people. You don't need a lot of people to be aware of you. You just want the people who are perfect for you. You just want those action takers, those people who I showed you are predisposed to click on ads and to click over and ultimately to buy your products. Okay, so if you're wondering, like, where do I start? What do I do next? We have a learning check for you. This is a page audit where you can literally go in and see, am I doing this? And check it off. Yes, I am. No, I'm not. And if you're not doing it, well, type it into Facebook and see if you can figure out how. There's tutorials all throughout Facebook and on Google that you can find to learn how to do those things that are on there. You can size your cover for mobile. You can make sure that your text doesn't fall off the sides of the screen on mobile. You can make sure your page passes the blink test. You can take this little learning check and help see how your page ranks. And remember, guys, awareness is good. Awareness is necessary. You won't sell to somebody who's not aware of you. However, relevancy is always better. And I'll see you guys in our next lesson.